seems here that we have stumbled upon a tree that looks like it's been struck by lightning. You can see this as like, because it's a really large type of cedar. It usually grows easily up to 150 feet tall. But this, the whole top half of this tree is completely missing. Was it abducted? Was it vaporized by lightning? Lower down here, we find that this tree is close to what seems to be a bunch of singe marks. Maybe from a rocket or plasma of some kind. This is very rare. You never see a big old plank of bark come off of a perfectly healthy tree, which this obviously once was. All right, obviously something is going on here, and the government is trying to hide it from us. Push it, push it, push it, push it. All right, push it. Good. Really dangerous. Really dangerous. Examine this. Let's make some stronger rope. Help me make some rope. I'm going to test that rope on in here. Oh, not good enough. Because I haven't made it right yet. Not good enough. Oh, of course. I gotta go like this. We gotta back to work. This long string like that, right? You just gotta start braiding it, making that into a rope. All right. What that'll do is increase its strength by 30%, which is really quite a bit when you're dealing with not having any rope at all. We're gonna make enough so that we can hang ourselves when we've lived in the forest too long without food. Because we all know that that's the one thing you need to know how to do, rather than slowly go insane or accidentally eat the wrong things and make yourself die miserably.
There's drowning yourself in a lake.
If there is a lot of water near, yes.
There's dropping a large rock on your own head.
It takes actually only, I've heard only a cup of water to make yourself drown.
Very easy to drown. Always keep it in mind.
There is always the cliff or climb a tree theory.
If you don't actually die, you might be sitting there for a while, all busted up. And if someone comes around and actually happens to save your life, you might live your life in a wheelchair. There's just no life at all. You might live your life in a wheelchair. There's just no life at all. You might live your life in a wheelchair. There's just no life at all. You might live your life in a wheelchair. There's just no life at all. So if you want to go ahead and continue on the more solid method. Have you heard of any other?
Well, there is the poisons. There are a lot of poisonous species of plants.
There's also the spearing.
Well, the spearing, self-mutilation.
Take your knife, sharpen the end of your spear, plant it firmly in the ground, and get a good run at it. But just run straight and just try to right under the rib cage here.
It'll take you a little while to bleed out, but it will be a for sure death.
You're guaranteed death. It doesn't take very long, 30 to 60 seconds.
Then you also can do the one thing that Wild Joe told me he did. He went and found himself a rabid raccoon. And got in a fight with him. Sure enough, he ended up going rabid, and he ended up trying to go and eat fella's cow in his pasture. Cow starts mooing, you know, he's making crazy noises. The farmer comes out, shoots him, thinks it's a wild dog. Oh, it was Joe. He was crazy and rabid on rabies, you know. So. He'll die from that stuff too.